Have you ever woke up feeling like you're holding everything together, but no one is holding you up? Hey, Circle. Welcome back to Unk Unplugged, Raw and Uncut. Today, we're going to be diving into a tough but real conversation that needs to be had. People, unfortunately, Generation X is aging, and it seems as if no one is paying attention. So, we're called the middle generation. We're wedged between the boomers and the millennials. And we're often overlooked by society and stuck in a system that wasn't built to support us. But here's the thing, people. We're getting older, and there's no denying that. And the challenges that we're constantly facing, oh, they're very real. All right, people, let's jump right into it. Let's start with the money. Because if you're a part of Generation X, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yep, retirement. Unfortunately, most of us are woefully underprepared for retirement. Why? Well, there's a lot of reasons why. The rising cost of living, everything just costs more now. Sky high housing prices, from super high mortgage rates to high interest rates to even rental properties, just out of this world high. College debt, not necessarily our own, though some of us are still strapped with college debt, paying for our children to go to college. I have two daughters that I'm putting through college, so I fully understand that. And college has gotten so god awful high. And let's not forget the Great Recession of 2008, where a lot of people spent their life savings simply trying to make it through that. They never fully recovered, and they never will fully recover from that. And what about the jobs that no longer offer pensions like they once did? Somewhere along the line, companies decided that shifting the risk to the employees while saving money for themselves was somehow in their best interest. And whereas the boomers had job security and pensions, back in the day, you get a job at 18 or 20, you work 30 years, you get a pension, you get paid for life. Hey, you're set. And the millennials, they had a head start on the digital economy. They grew up with the internet, so they knew about remote work and online business opportunities. So they were able to get right into the workforce without much experience and make a lot more money than a lot of us made initially starting out. And here we are, Gen X, the most resilient generation, the most dignified in my opinion. And what are we told? What have we always been told? Huh? Put your nose to the grindstone, work hard, and it'll all work out. But let me ask you something, family. Do you really want to gamble your retirement on that? But here we are in our 40s, 50s, and some of us in our early 60s, still asking the question, are we ever going to get to retire? And what happens if we don't start planning now? What is that going to look like when we hit our 70s? And I heard a funny term a few years back. Someone referred to us as the sandwich generation. And I thought they were making fun of us because we would pack sandwiches for lunch in the brown bags. I know y'all remember that. But I would come to find out that's not what that meant. They called us the sandwich generation because we were sandwiched between the boomers and the millennials. And it's funny because we truly are sandwiched now. We're stuck raising our adult children while taking care of our aging parents. And family, I don't know about you, but it's exhausting. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining too much. Our parents need our help, between doctor's visits and medical bills. And some people's parents need daily care. We're obligated. But also, we have our adult children on the other hand, and they need our help too. Between the job instability that they're facing in this economy to high rent, they can't leave home. Some of them are stuck at home now till they're in their 30s, to their own financial struggles. They need us too. So in essence, we're supporting two generations at once, all the while barely keeping our heads above water. And the burnout is real. The exhaustion is real. And we love our families, but at what cost? And who's looking out for us? And then you have to ask yourself, how much longer can we continue to stretch ourselves thin before something breaks? And you hear a lot about boomers and you hear a lot about millennials, but Gen X, what, we're invisible. We're the forgotten generation. We built the internet, but we weren't raised with it. And we've adapted to every major change in society, but no one acknowledges the weight that we're forced to carry on a daily basis. Nobody prepared us for this stage of life. I mean, we weren't taught about caregiving. We weren't taught about balancing financial stress or any of that. And now here we are trying to figure it out as we go along. And if no one decides to talk about this now, what happens when it's too late to change the outcome? And make no mistake about it, people, there are problems that we need to address, and they need to be addressed now. And if we don't start talking about these problems, people, Generation X is going to end up in real serious trouble. We need to start advocating for better retirement options. We need more conversations about caregiving support for people who have aging and elderly parents. And we need way more financial literacy programs geared towards people our age because we don't have 30 years to invest anymore. And even with all that being said, and if we started to have those conversations, it wouldn't be a complete fix. Nope. It'd be a step in the right direction, though. And what if we stop waiting for someone else to step up and have these conversations? All right, family. How are you feeling about this issue? Are you stuck in the middle of trying to raise your elderly parents and your adult children? Well, if you are, drop a comment down below and let's have a real heart-to-heart conversation about this. This is an issue that affects a lot of us, and we really need to have more conversations on it and share some possible solutions. And if this message hit home with you, make sure to share it with someone who may need to hear this. And hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, we got a lot of good issues that are affecting Generation X coming down the pipeline, and you don't want to miss any of them. Well, family, thank you for pulling up a chair with me today. I appreciate it, and you're always welcome here. You know that anytime. And let's continue to build our village, one voice at a time, because every voice does truly matter. Well, until next time, take care of yourself and each other. I'm Unk. I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.